Hello, welcome back. This hat used to be beige before I painted the building. So, as you saw in my earlier short, I've got Bay 1 up and going, and I thought, well, it's a nice day. I need to start pulling hoses. I'd rather pull my own teeth than pull the remaining hoses, but I got to do it so I can get rid of the man lift this week. But I thought, what better way to distract myself for a couple of hours than to rebuild some vacuum cleaners? So I have 4 vacuums. All of them were in various states of disrepair. One of which burst into flames when I tried it. That was good old number 1. This one right here. It's done for. Well, the timer. It's not a big deal. I can find them on eBay. And I just discovered that 3 has been on fire at some point in its life, but I can fix the damage. That's what I'm doing right now. I'll kind of go over what I'm going on here. This is going to be a little bit of a chopped up video. I'm sorry about that. I don't have my tripod out here, and I'm just trying to get these other ones knocked out before I run out of daylight. What I'm actually doing is rewiring them if needed from the main feed. This one I'm cleaning up, and then I'm just putting new motors in them, not even screwing around with what's there. I had to run some new wiring into one of those from where it caught fire, where the wiring burned up in top. Yeah, so without further ado, so right there are the 4 motors from those vacuums I unceremoniously pitched into a parking spot, mainly because I just wanted them out of my sight. So this is one of the vacuums I'm working on. Internals of a vacuum, what we have. Main feed, this is 120 volt coming from my pump room. We have a timer. This is how you tell it how much time to give, how many quarters, etc., or how many, how many seconds to give per quarter. This hole in here is actually where the money drops down into the vault, which I don't have the vault door on right now. I need to go get it. I have it for this one. The other one, I have to have a locksmith come in and drill out. It's kind of a mess. The owner of the car wash property, he's worked on it, and we're done. So we've got wires that go up into the head of the motor where there are vacuum where there are 2 motors here. Fairly simple. It's you just got your black, white, and ground. That's your common, your hot, and everything coming off of here. And we've got ones coming into here. It's fairly simple setup. I'm just going to go ahead and wire it here and put on some new. I'm just putting on spade connectors and redoing everything, cleaning it up. And I got to fix where that has lit fire at some point. You can see. This is what happens when you half-ass things and don't do things like use proper wire connectors and you just stick wires behind nuts or screws. Well, they drive me nuts. At any rate, see you guys later. All right, we're back. So, clean this up quite a bit. Put the coin mechanism on, which I was having issues with it sticking. It was actually the reject was messing up on it where it flips out and it was hanging, and I just did the easy way out and took the reject pin out. Most people don't do that anyway. It doesn't really work. Tried to turn the vacuum on, turn the power on, nothing happened. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the motors. I came around here and I took the top off the motor, and here's where the wires come out of the box. Look at what I found. So, I'm running new wires. I'm actually using some Romex. I hate that because I have to cut it apart, and I need, really, it's a waste to use solid core for this, but it's all I've got on hand, and I don't feel like going to Home Depot right now. So, I'm gonna pull this apart and start working in there. Okay, so a few minutes later here's what we have. The old wiring that I chopped off, my new wiring I ran that I have to still do in the box here. 2 new motors. We've got our hot, we have our neutral, or our common over on this side. I've got a ground coming in here. Yes, where my ground is white. I'm going to put a green stripe on it or do something down there for myself so I will know, but I'm the only one who will ever be in here, so again, got to do what you can do with what you have. Any rate, underneath here are filter socks that hang down in, as I'm not even looking, underneath here. filter socks that hang down in the vacuum body. They sit, the motors, you can pick them up and take them out. They're easily replaceable when they do die because they're almost considered a consumable in these kind of vacuums. Moving on to the other wiring. All right, well, you can hear some evidence of things working behind me. I am 1 for 4 for vacuums working. So 2 of them, actually 3 of them, the timers are shot. I've already ordered 2 used ones on eBay, 59 bucks a piece. They're fine. They're a standard timer. I gotta locate another one here. One of them just died. Well, 2 of them caught fire. 2 of them, like, they're burned. You can see that they're burned. This one is just old and brittle and the terminal's cracked off. But I'm gonna flip it around here in a second and show it is running, but it's only running because I jumpered it. So you'll have to pardon the noise, but let's see if it'll pick up my voice. Hang on. Okay, so what we have here is I have, where I've got it doubled up here, that's just the 120 coming straight out of my ground feed into the vacuum. Here's the 2 motors in the top running. I just put the dome on it. So I'm not upset. I expected this. I'm actually glad one's going. But I've had my first customer. A guy rolled up a while ago and was like, "Are they working?" And I said, "I just rebuilt that one if you want to try it out." And I went over and gave him $1 just in case it decided to go to hell, but it worked for him. So yeah, I'm pleased. I've had customer number 1 aside from my lady who's here every night. This place is an absolute dump right now. I'll give a quick view in a second. Yes, all right. Apple, seriously, give us the ability to switch cameras without having to pause and restart, and I have to piece all these together as separate clips. I have my soap delivery I've got some hoses pulled, more hoses, the bay doors that I'm gonna have to work on at night in here. I'll go get Hank and do that. Lights have not come on yet. I picked up 6 30-gallon barrels for my soap premix and all of my chemical premix. I'm gonna work on cleaning those out tomorrow. I'm really torn because I only have the man lift for a couple more days. I had to extend it for another week, which costs 600 bucks. So don't really want to do that again. And I have all these things I need to do I could use it for, but they're like hurry up and wait things. So I have to prioritize things, to do that. Now that said, we do have bay number 1. We've got our foam brush. We have, yes, I see the problem with the hose. Not a whole lot I can do with these monster booms. Bay lights aren't on yet. They should be on any minute. They're on a timer. And then we have our foaming pre-soak. And then we have our separate wheel and tire. These just come out and they go onto these stainless steel mounts that I spent an arm and a leg for. That's something that my father would have been able to make better and cheaper for me. But it is what it is. If you have a machinist in your family, don't take that for granted. So these, and yes, it is supposed to be on an angle. That makes it self-return. I think I covered that in an earlier video, or maybe even earlier in this one, depending on how I piece it together. This one is just a hose coming out. Those are pillow block bearings. It kind of floats on those. The white behind it is covering up some holes in the wall, and actually it is the Jiffy Lube or Jiffy Car Wash sign that used to be here. I repurposed the letters. They are Starboard, if you're familiar with that, if you're a boater, which is like a plastic plywood, really good stuff, really expensive. And I was like, well, I'm gonna cut up the Jiffy Car Wash sign and let it live again in the car wash. Reuse things where I can, save a little money, and there we are with our bay lights on. Come on. I don't love the lighting. It's better than nothing. Eventually would love to upgrade it. I'd love to do something stupid like put honeycomb lights on the top, but that would just be really ridiculous, and I do need to have good access to get into everything. I fully expect that bay swivel, which I repurposed from another bay, to explode or leak upon the first use. I've got to order some more. I had to use heat to get it out, and I cooked every single O-ring out of it. Oops. But you know, it is what it is. The price of starting a new business, I guess. And learning what you can reuse and what you can't, and what you can do and what you can't. Yeah, so I have got to take the trash out. I'm probably going to wait till tomorrow. My cans are full. People have been stopping by and using them for that at least. With that, I'm going to put this dome back on and put some of my stuff up. I don't have a whole lot out. And I think I'm going to call this video a wrap and call the first part of my evening a wrap. Go home, have dinner with the husband and hound dog, and then potentially the hound and I will come back here because I'm off tomorrow from my day job, so I'll be here putting in a full day as well. If I don't talk to you until later, thank you for watching.